Hello and welcome to Big Bore Knife and Gear. Today we are going to go over a knife company that I've never heard of before. I happened to see a post a few weeks back on Instagram, and they were doing a giveaway, and I thought, oh, what the heck, why not? I made a comment, and lo and behold, I actually won the giveaway. I was stoked when it showed up. And without any further ado, let's get into this knife. Let me move these absolutely gorgeous Koi Hanks from Shadowborn Hanks out of the way. By the way, his link is always in my description. Super cool human being, does phenomenal work. I just can't say enough good things about Mr. J.D. Shadow of Shadowborn Hanks. The knife company name is Y-Start. It is a Chinese company. I believe they've been around for 5 or 6 years now, maybe a little longer. And the knife on their post really caught my eye. It was beautiful. This is how it came, in a box, in a pouch. So let's get this thing opened up. I did show it off on one of my last couple of videos, just slightly. So let's pull this out. The pouch is pretty cool. It's got that carbon fiber look to it, which I enjoy carbon fiber immensely. It has this beautiful, like, felt-lined interior. Pretty cool. This is it, folks. This is the Y-Start LK5019. I did do a little research. These are available on Amazon. I did not find this beautifully anodized blue one on there, but the same exact model is there with the standard natural gray titanium. So this is a titanium build, titanium clip, titanium scales. Very, very nice blue, slate blue kind of anodization done on there. The milling work, or probably CNC work I should say, on the titanium scales is fantastic. Not real grippy, but enough that you can actually hold on to the knife fairly well. I've carried this thing now for about a week to 10 days, and I absolutely love this thing. The hardware on it, the pivot pins, the body screws, the clip screws, and these back spacers back here are all stainless steel. Let's open this thing up. That action is so smooth. Fantastic. Fantastic. This is a Tanto style blade. It does have not really a compound grind, but not just a standard grind either. I'm not quite sure what to call that. It is somewhat hollow ground. Extremely sharp. It did come with S35VN blade steel, and according to the website, this thing was supposed to be HRC'd around 60 to 61. Fantastically smooth action. Unbelievable. This thing will drop shut once you get past the detent. Fantastic, fantastic knife. Oh, I did forget to mention a moment ago, on Amazon, the natural titanium version goes for just under $90, $89.95, which for big old chunks of titanium and a big old S35VM blade, I think is extremely, extremely well priced and pretty budget friendly. One thing I did fail to mention, this knife is fantastic. The only bad thing, and I don't know if this snuck by their quality control, but when I first got this knife, it had about 3% lockup. Not very safe. Not very safe at all. Upon further inspection, I could see that the hardened steel lock bar insert actually had a burr on the edge of it, and it was preventing it from locking up onto the blade. So I did disassemble this, which by the way is extremely easy. It's literally 3 screws. The whole knife is apart. I did take a file to that little area. It took me about 2 minutes. I put it all back together. Total time of repair was about 6 minutes. And this thing is now a fantastic 25 to 30% lockup. And I'm really, really digging this knife. Fits very well in hand. Even on my extra large, big old hands, the jimping on the spine here is pretty much perfectly placed for me. Does very well. It isn't sharp, but it does grab your finger and hold it there enough as you're using it. One of my personal favorite styles of handle shape is just a standard rectangular shaped blade, because no matter where you grab it, even if you're choked way back or choked way up, it fits very comfortable in your hand. No real hot spots on this knife other than, for some reason, and it's not bad, but it is somewhat noticeable. Not in a painful way, but in a way that you know it's there. The little tip of this clip, of the pocket clip, just hits right on this pad. And again, it's not painful or sharp, it's just you know it's there. My overall impression so far after carrying this thing is great. It's a fantastically built knife. I was astounded when I looked it up and saw that it was only 89 bucks on Amazon. 89 bucks for titanium and S35 VN. It does have this pretty cool cutout on the blade. It doesn't really function for me as any sort of deployment, so more for aesthetics. Can it do without it? Yeah. Do I think it would look better with just a open hole instead of a, looks like an H pattern? Yeah. But it doesn't hinder the knife in any way. The angle of the grind is such to where you're cutting, when you're cutting through, it angles up and away from it, so it really doesn't interfere in the cutting path at all. Again, this knife came super sharp out of the box. Nice satin, polished satin, actually, kind of finish on the blade. Does have some beautiful grind marks in it. There is a couple of scratches on it because I did use it. It's a little hard to pick up on the camera, but there's a couple tiny little scratches on there. Edge retention so far has been fantastic. Just a great knife. Some measurements on this guy. The overall length's 8 inches. The blade's 3.5 inches long. The closed length, 4.5 inches long. You got 3.5 millimeters of S35 stock there. I'm sorry. I just lost my whole train of thought. Oh yeah, 3.5 millimeters of blade stock. The blade's about just over an inch, like 1.1 in width, or not width, but height. Just a fantastic knife. I was pleasantly surprised at how good this knife was, with one exception, obviously. It did come in a pretty dangerous state, again, with that kind of burr that was on the lock bar insert that was causing almost no lockup. So literally like that, if you can see what I'm doing. Now, solid, no blade play, no blade rock. It does have a proprietary pivot. You don't really need any special tools for it. As you can see, a straight edge screwdriver that's the correct size for one of these was easy peasy. Just on off. Again, I think I spent a total of 6 minutes from start to finish making that minor repair on that lock bar insert. So, I am going to reach out to Y Start Knives and see if I can get my hands on buying another model of theirs, just so I can see for myself if this was a fluke or if that's an inherent problem with their quality control. But that's it for today, folks. Please like, subscribe, leave me a comment because I love the feedback. And until next time, enjoy.